So the LA Chargers have had a pretty interesting offseason in my opinion. Just recently they signed Najee Harris. He was probably the biggest splash the Chargers acquired this past offseason. They also signed Micah Beckton to a contract to help out that O-line. They re-signed Taylor Heineke and also brought back Mike Will, who spent a year with the Jets and the Steelers, but now he's back in LA. They unfortunately missed out on Evan Ingram. He had a visit with the Chargers, but ultimately he decided to go with the Broncos. But I feel like most Chargers fans aren't super fired up about this offseason, and I totally get it so far. A huge need for them is to get a true number one target for Justin Herbert, and they still haven't addressed that. I really thought DK Metcalf would have been a perfect fit for Justin Herbert and that offense, but unfortunately he went to Pittsburgh. I don't know if LA was even interested in him or if they even offered anything to the Seahawks, but I don't know, man. That move just would have made a lot of sense to me. As of right now, Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper are still on the market. So, hypothetically, those two guys, I kind of trust Jim Harbaugh and Justin Herbert to kind of contain Stephon Diggs if they were to bring him in. So, I would definitely like that move as well. He recently had a visit with the Patriots, so I'm sure he'll get signed pretty soon. But yeah, man, if you're a Chargers fan, let me know how you feel about this offseason. Are you impressed? Are you underwhelmed? Let me know. Now, as far as Najee Harris, they elected to go with him over re-signing J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards. Now, for Najee Harris, as his career so far in the NFL, excellent rookie season. He looked like a really good RB in his first year in the NFL. And the Steelers fed him a lot that year, but every other year he's been pretty underwhelming. And this past year in 2024 was his contract year, so when players are in their contract year, usually that's when they go off because they're essentially playing for everything. He did look a little bit better than what he has looked in years 2 and 3. But still, I wasn't too impressed with Najee Harris in 2024. Will he look pretty good on the LA Chargers? I think he should, because the Chargers are a run-first offense, and Jim Harbaugh just thoroughly enjoys running the football. So I expect a big career year for Najee Harris, and I think it'll work out pretty well for both parties. That's my prediction there. As far as Micah Beckton goes, was a huge bust with the New York Jets. Then he went to the Eagles, transitioned to a guard, and he was a total beast for them this past year. Will he work out in LA? I think he has a pretty good shot at doing that. He has a lot of momentum right now. He has a lot of confidence, and like I just touched on, Jim Harbaugh loves running the ball. So I feel like he'll get the right amount of coaching he needs for him to be successful. So I love those two signings a lot. I'm just a bit kind of disappointed that they didn't add a wide receiver just yet. But you have to think that they're probably going to target one early in this year's draft. Probably try to get one of the top tier wide receivers. Maybe Tez Johnson. Maybe Matthew Golden, McMillan, or Agbuke. We'll have to see. A couple of those guys are slot receivers, and they need a true Z wide receiver. Quentin Johnson had an okay year a year ago after having a terrible rookie season. So I still think Quentin Johnson could be a solid 2 in this offense, or like a solid 3 perhaps. And, you still have McConkey there, who just had an amazing rookie season in the NFL. But come on, he's not a true number one wide receiver. He's an excellent 2. So definitely got to keep an eye on that for this year's draft, for the Chargers targeting a wide receiver. Also, you have to think that they're interested in a tight end as well. Definitely some intriguing tight ends in this year's draft. The top guys are Tyler Warren and Loveland. Both of those guys are slated to go in the middle of the first round. So if I had to make a prediction, I think they're easily going to go with a wide receiver or with one of those tight ends. Chargers fans, you let me know who you want the Chargers to target in the first round of this draft. Let me know in the comments below. Now, I say the real big question here is, will the Chargers be better than what they were in the 2024 season? It's really hard to say at this point, and I know it's very, very premature. We're not even at the draft just yet, but I just want to kind of remind everyone that the Chargers essentially overachieved in 2024. It really wasn't the best roster, and it was Jim Harbaugh's first year back in the NFL in quite some time. And the fact that they made the playoffs in a pretty competitive division in the AFC West was quite a feat. So I can't definitively say that they will for sure be better in 2025. Unless they have like an amazing draft, but that is yet to be seen. But if I had to make a prediction, I think they will kind of be around the same sort of finish where they had in 2024. Will they win a playoff game in 2025? I think it's very possible, but at the same time, I think the Broncos are going to be more competitive and even better this upcoming season. Also, I think the Raiders will be improved as well. So if you really think about it from that perspective, you have to think that at least they'll have a couple more division L's potentially. So you kind of have to think that they're probably going to be another wild card road team for the 2025 season. I'd be pretty surprised if they won the AFC West. I really think it's going to come down to the Chiefs or the Broncos. I could see them playing in the first round on the road in Baltimore or again in Houston perhaps. But you let me know if you agree with me. Do you think the Chargers will kind of be at that same range where they were in 2024? Or do you see this team going on a deeper playoff run or actually winning a playoff game? As of right now, Justin Herbert is 0-2 in the playoffs. Pretty two brutal L's in the playoffs as well. Of course, that infamous Brandon Staley Jacksonville Jaguars comeback game. And this past season, 4 interceptions, I believe, against the Houston Texans. So 2 pretty poor showings in the playoffs for Justin Herbert. I'm hoping he could turn it around because I'm kind of tired of the narrative of hearing about how elite Justin Herbert is. I'm not calling him a scrub or anything, but I feel like the media does overhype him quite a bit. Especially this past season, the Chargers were a run-first team, and Herbert got a lot of credit. Yeah, he balled out here and there, for sure. I'm not denying that at all, but I just think he needs to get a playoff win here. And I'm sure he will. Jim Harbaugh is an elite head coach, but we'll have to stay tuned if it happens in the 2025 season. So if you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Is in the backfield, single back set to the ground, good for only a yard.
You got to know if you're going to run the football, you're going to have a lot of short gains. There's going to be a lot of plays that look ugly. That's just the way it is. You got to live with it and know what's coming in the future.
Amaro with the reception.
Well, if you guard the tight end close, sometimes that doesn't matter. They're so big and they got long arms. They can still make the catch. Quarterbacks give them a chance. They get it done.
3rd and 3. The Jets now move the chains.
When you run that drag route across the field, it is not as easy as it looks. You're running fast. You have to catch the football right in stride, and you cannot see what's in front of you.
They'll go ground. And Morris is stopped there. The defense will take the penalty. The Patriots defense brings in an extra member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. And Morris has got it on the handoff. He's taken down at the 35.
The defense doesn't want to give up runs like that, so how do they stop it? Well, they start crowding the line of scrimmage, so you keep crowding that line of scrimmage, look out, they'll throw it over the top.
Snapping out of the gun. And it's complete to Marshall.
Well, when it's third and long early in the game, as a quarterback, as an offense, you just be very careful of this situation and just try not to make a big mistake.
He'll stand back beyond the center in the gun. Running room. Gains 18. Setting up now at the 45. Morris is in the backfield. 1st and 10. And Morris is going to secure the